Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country. Anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. Goldbelly ships Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garden's famous cakes. So, if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT. That's goldbelly.com, promo code GIFT.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's this time of the week that we like to say, welcome to
Eejits of the World!
With you,
Glenn Wool, and you,
Andrew Maxwell,
and us,
Eejits.
the team.
Team of Eejits.
Yeah.
Oh, and what a cornucopia of clowns that we have for you this week.
Yes, they're marching 2 by 2.
So, we have the Eejits
Of in-flight insanity.
We have the Eejits of insect masturbation.
We have the Eejits of gondola selfies.
We also have the Eejits of crooked Hollywood actors.
Well, let's get down to the brass tacks, the business end.
Please. Do you have an Eejit for me, Mr. Glenn?
Oh man, he really he flew onto our radar this year and this week, and then disappeared from it because he's one of these YouTube guys. His name's Trevor.
What does a man with a name like Trevor? Doesn't sound like an action hero name. What's he do? What's this Trevor do?
Well,
sounds like he works in an office. Does he work in an office? Does he work for his local council?
no. My understanding is that he was looking for likes in all the wrong places.
Well, that could be anything, dude. It could be anything. That pretty sounds like every bus station toilet I've ever been to.
Yeah, you're not allowed in those anymore.
I don't need to go in there anymore.
No, it's good because they posted a sign and everything. So.
So what happened? What's going on? Who's this Trevor? Talk to me about him.
He's driving around in his... Well, I guess he's flying around his plane. He's not driving it. But he crashed it on purpose. Like, he faked having engine problems, and then he jumped out of it with the selfie stick on a camera, and then just let it go into the park. And
is this a YouTuber, is it?
it's a YouTuber.
A YouTuber. And he'd just for shits and giggles, aka likes
Yeah.
and subscribes,
I think,
and the ringing of the bell, he flies a plane.
Mm-hmm. And then he pretends that there's a problem. And he jumps out of it. There's nobody in it. He's just left it, and he's parachuted down, and it's just so that people could see the plane leave. And I don't even know the enjoyment that you get out of that. Like, oh, look, the plane's, there's nobody in it now.
So there's a plane that he's just let fly on.
Yeah.
Unguided.
Like Free Willy. He's released it back into the wild. I don't know where he thinks planes come from. Go home, plane.
Please. Return back to your two-winged planet. Go back to Saturn.
I love that plane, and the only way I could prove it was to let it go.
Just let it go. So basically, this man, he's, I believe he has done 3 months in Chokey. He's gone away for 3 months of bird. Because essentially, no matter which way you cut it, a daring stunt. It's probably more than we're willing to do for our YouTube channel, Eejits of the World. like and subscribe. But nevertheless, the minute, if you're the only one in a plane and you leap out of a plane deliberately, a healthy plane.
Yeah.
This isn't an ill plane. This is a plane that's still got lots of years of sexy life in it.
Yeah.
And you've just leapt out of it, right? Bare minimum littering, right? Bare minimum littering. Bare maximum, it's a bomb. You've basically an unguided bomb.
Yeah. And it's going into the forest, so you to keep the simile going, just bear. It could hit a bear.
It could hit a bear, absolutely. And what an incredibly unfortunate bear you'd be.
Yeah, I think you'd still not believe it was happening. You'd just be like, is that, what is that?
What?
Is it flying right at me?
I've just got a salmon here.
Is there like a little airport around it? It feels like it's trying to get my attention now.
What? Is there any? I'm waving. There's nobody waving back. I was waving with my bare hands. I took everything out of my hands. No! I put the salmon down so I could wave with my bare hands. He's done 3 months.
I think that I don't even think that's enough. You can't mess with anything could have happened there.
6 months. 6 months, Bird.
Good.
6 months. I've just doubled it.
Yeah.
I've doubled his
Double
offense.
it again. I want him to do a year and try and explain. I want him to join a gang. I want him to be in there so long he's coming out with antisocial tattoos on his neck. That's what I want to see.
As opposed to all the pro-social tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
That all the young people have on their necks.
Oh,
these
the
days.
woke prison gang is the worst one. They are so mean.
Oh, they're so relentless.
Yeah.
Constantly, caging themselves. I've tied myself. The warden did that. You didn't lock yourself to that railing. He did. The boss man did that.
Yeah.
Anyway, his name's Trevor.
Yeah.
And he's a former Olympic snowboarder.
Yeah. So he's already unbearable. And now he's done this.
He's done this for 3 million views. 6 months in prison. Very interested to see what it's
I wonder how
like
he feels about that.
when he comes out.
Yeah. He's out, isn't he?
I don't know. I don't follow Trevor around. What do you know what I mean? Apart from anything else, it's pretty dangerous. He keeps jumping out of moving vehicles.
Well, maybe he's doing it to film his escape. And to be fair, if he did that, I'd watch that. I have no interest to see his plane crash video, but if he got out of prison, that'd be cool.
If he had a prison escape video.
Yeah, I know he's gonna get out of prison. Not
He's just gonna get out
if
anyway.
he did his time and then with the selfie, he's like, "I'm gonna get out. I'm getting out of prison today." And the warden's like, "Yes, you are." It's
Just 6 months with a spoon. Boy, man, I can't wait for all the likes and subscribes on this. What are you doing, man? Stop drinking the toilet water, man. It's only 6 months, man. Just chill out. Leave all the likes and subscribes. I'm not kidding. Trevor. For shame. I hope you've learnt your lesson.
I was in a plane in the Middle East once.
I thought you were going to say you were in a guy called Trevor in the Middle East once.
Let me finish the story. In the Middle East, many of the sort of gentry or the richer fellas, they're keen hawkers. They have their own hawks.
Oh, kestrels.
Kestrels. Yeah. And
yes. Falconry.
Yeah. Falconry. And there was a guy in
Would you call them hawkers?
Yeah, I gotta be. Yeah, I'm sure they were keen for that.
You know, the hawkers is a guy who sells shit in the road, right? Is any one or eagles? I got a sack over here. I got a potato sack with eagles in it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for?
They look a lot like turkeys to me, sir.
You got any beak heads around here? Please.
So this guy, he's quite well to do. I don't think he was the royal family, but he was up there.
Well, he had a killer bird on.
But allowed to go through the airport with it and everything. Mm-hmm. Which, like I was there, they took my nail clippers away, and I'm like, I can't help but notice that man has a predator on his arm, like with really sharp claws.
Yeah.
You've taken away my one ability to grow a claw.
Yes, exactly. This feels very claw unfair.
Yeah. But they let him on the plane, and he still like had his bird with him. Like they didn't have to put it in the And this was long before emotional support animals. And I think from the cut of the guy's jib, he probably wouldn't fill out that form. He's just like, I'm.
I have an eagle.
Yeah.
It's very skittish.
Yeah.
It must fly with me wherever I go.
But this is what I said, like because he was sitting at the back, like just with the bird, and nobody else seemed to think it was weird except me. Yeah. And I tried to have a moment with one of the stewardesses. I was like, if we start to crash, will they let the bird out?
Very good point. Very good point. You don't have to go with us.
That have to be the worst way to die. Just the bird, like, come on. The door being open or closed means nothing to you people. It means everything to me. Can you just let me fly out of here? And they're like, no, you're going down with the ship, Captain.
Sorry, this is all about your feet, not your wings, buddy. You got feet, right?
Yeah.
So you walked down here, right?
Yeah.
You didn't fly on this plane, did you? That's how it is.
Yeah. Unless you can fly the sheik with you, then no, you can't leave. No. But you can.
The sheik will be the larger man.
But then produces 19 other birds. Like, just in case. It was in case of this very situation. Claude, snap on, birds.
Form the cloud of feathers. It's very lyrical language.
But he was in a dish dash though, so he would have just
they
got out.
Well,
no, he would have got out. And just, there's no gusset on a dish dash. So.
No gusset on a dish dash.
Just about 19 birds just flying an empty dish dash. There's a naked sheik cutting plummets into Doha.
Well, I think we already have this week's bumper sticker. There's no gusset on a dish dash.
And remember, kids, there ain't no gusset on a dish dash.
There ain't no gusset on a dish dash.
I learned that one the hard way.
Mm-hmm. Well, Trevor, learn your lessons.
Yeah.
Whatever they may be. Whatever stunt you pull next. Pulling the plug out on a submarine. Whatever you...
Are we sure that he wasn't on that sub? Does he have an alibi for Submariner?
So terrible. 6 months in prison, just trying to explain to everybody else in there why you're in there. That's okay. Hey, Trevor, tell him, man. Tell him why you're here, man. Tell him you had your own plane. You're flying through the desert, but the plane's not full of cocaine, right? Tell him it's not full of heroin. It's not full of cocaine, drugs, or guns, or anything. Tell him why you did it, Trevor.
He's the first Trevor to ever go to jail in America that wasn't for drunk driving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh, absolutely.
Usually Trevors won't even make it to trial. The judge will be, no, he's a Trevor. I'm sure he's sorry.
I'm sure this Trevor just needs to return to Canada. I'm sure once he's north of that parallel, he'll be a good boy. Won't you, Trev?
Oh, sure. Oh, you betcha, sir.
On you go, you little scamp.
Thank you, officer. Or judge, I don't know what coach? Can I call you coach?
You can just make your way.
All right. I'm
But that train you seem to have found out of nowhere, you scamp.
It's been a weird couple of weeks,
I can only imagine, Trevor. On your way.
Bye.
Free and innocent.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. I'll never do it again.
Let me regale you, my friend. What is parliamentary democracy for, would you say, Mr. Glenn?
Well, it's to govern the land, and the people got a say. They get a say in who they want in charge. But then, it's just governance.
Governance. You've got a parliament. You elect people. You got a parliament.
Yeah.
You have an upper chamber.
And a lower.
Yeah. You got upper and lower chambers.
And a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and a good one. And then you got parliamentary select committees. Have you heard of them?
Couple times. Yeah.
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 Got any favourites? Got any favourites from the world of parliamentary select committees?
I've been enjoying the COVID ones, but
they're pretty Schadenfreudy, I have to say. But my friend, I can beat all that.
Thank you.
You can set aside all the shenanigans of COVID and the incompetence of the British Conservative Party. Yes, my friend, because in Australia, in the Australian Parliament, they decided they needed to bring in a man that knew about bees.
Okay.
Seems pretty normal.
Right. Were they having trouble sleeping?
I don't know how it all came about. But nevertheless, they got a leading bee expert before a parliamentary committee in the Australian Parliament.
Sure.
Yeah. And then guess what they asked him? What would you ask a bee man?
Or are they going to be okay? There's, because there's
running out of
trouble.
Bees. Yeah, there's trouble in the bee world.
There's trouble down at the hive.
Nope. How'd you wank off a bee? Yes. Yes. Yep. That's what they did. There's elected Australian officials going, so can you explain exactly how do you get the semen out of a bee? The guy's just like, well, it has a falsa pedictrus and then you milk it. You milk the bee. Right? Well, the other parliamentary, and both of them look also like men called Trevor. But it's like, well, what happens to the bee afterwards? Do you know what happens to you once you've wanked off a bee?
Once I have, or what happens to the bee? Because I just get a big smile.
No, everybody knows what happens to the wanker of the bee. What happens to the wanky, the bee?
The wanky bee.
Do you know what happens to a bee?
No,
Once
I
it
don't.
shoots its bee load?
No.
It explodes. Yes.
like a bomb? like one of those little... or do they just like they really only like one night stands, so they're kind of ninja? They throw down something, there's a puff of something, and unless you've looked in the right direction, you won't see it fly away.
Yeah. It's like an evil magician.
Yeah.
1,000 orgasming bees hit the floor, explode, you're gone.
Yeah.
So much bee jizz. So many exploded bees. The clip ends there with all the parliamentarians laughing at the idea of a bee orgasmic explosion.
Yeah.
And beyond that, you don't get to find out.
It's very odd. Did
I mean,
they call him in to ask that question? Like, was it part of a larger, like, conversation, and then they were just like, you know what? We're the government. We can call a bee guy in and clear this up. Like, was there a pub bet going on? Like, that's not what happens when you jack bees off. It is what happens.
This is the Sports and Culture Select Committee of the Australian Parliament. Now, I believe you're a Blues fan. Having a reasonable season. Not a lot to ask. Does anybody want to know anything about how the Blues season's going? Right.
No, we've called that guy in next.
Yeah, we'll Right, apparently you're good at, giving the bee a bit of a choke off. Is that right? The guy's so matter of fact. That's right, I am the bee semen expert for Southeast Australia.
Like he's won the regional for Southeast Australia, not the whole damn. Hey, I dabble. I'm not a
coast to coast. The man who wanks the bees the most. Will you please welcome?
A guy with really small hands comes out,
just covered in stings. They've been pretty frisky this morning.
Yeah. You want to be the best, you got to act like the best. And that means waking up at 5 in the morning to jack bees off all day. All day long.
And the hardest part is they look the exact same. I've spent whole days just frigging off bees. Nothing. You only know you frigged them off instead of whacked them off when they don't explode afterwards. The only difference between a boy bee and a girl bee.
It's really hard to fake an orgasm in the bee world. Oh, that's so hot. That's so good. Well, where are you going? I can't help but notice you're still here.
You seem to be in my bed and not all over my ceiling and walls.
Yeah, you're throwing your hair a lot around there, but,
You're not really in... You seem to be still in one piece.
When I let a bee fuck me, I sort of expect it to blow up. Really awkward. You're going to be here in the morning, aren't you? I don't like
just buzzing around my apartment.
trying to get a cup over it.
So awkward. The most awkward morning after. Just you wake up to hear something going dunk, dunk. She's out the window. I'll open it. I'll let you out. Just
where's the bloody key? I keep pressing the thing in and out.
Yes, I am trying. I explode with
the
pleasure.
bee sees you coming in with the Hoover, and it's like, don't you dare! What else am I gonna do?
I live here. You don't live here.
I can't help but notice you didn't explode last night, so
guess we're both losers.
No.
Neither of us came, but one of us is allergic to a rolled up newspaper. So
maybe it can make a little hive of hard to please bees in my vacuum cleaner. If you'd gotten pregnant, as you probably did not.
Well, it's great that the Australian democracy is working full tilt.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to have a committee to look into the committee, like who watches the Watchmen.
Sorry, can you tell us exactly what was the nature of last Tuesday's committee?
Well, the problem was they put the Christmas party in the afternoon, and then we actually had a thing to do so it worked out. A couple of our conversations and queries at the pub got dragged into the office.
It was a pretty wide-ranging nature, the conversation.
Yeah. It happened on Casual Friday, a bunch of drunk guys in jeans. What are you going to do?
Oh, you should see these politicians. They're both of them are like that. Oh, shit. I can't believe I'm still awake. And I've got 6 hours of drink driving ahead of me. And the thing is, when you drink drive long distance, you show up sober.
I know.
Oh, my wife doesn't like it when I show up sober.
Won't let me in the house.
No presents. I was meant to get you some chicken from Red Rooster, love.
Somebody ate it.
The bees. Graham, you haven't been talking on camera about bee sex again, have you? Baby, if you didn't want me to be an MP for Greater Wagga Wagga, she's never elected me. I didn't, I married you. Yeah, well, that's fucking the same thing, isn't it? It's a social contract between an MP and a bee. Oh, no, a voter. A voting bee.
Did I ever tell you that story about Aussie politics where, there's country, there's like a sort of the Labour Party, there's country and city.
Yes.
And, the city are the sort of the factory workers and country are the farmers.
Yes.
And they formed a coalition, and a guy, I think this was in the 70s or the 80s, he got up to make a statement in Australian Parliament, and he started by introducing himself. He said, I'm so-and-so, and I'm a country member. And one guy on the other side went, yep, I remember. And they had to write it down.
That's great. That's great. I'm a country member. Yeah.
I remember.
I remember. Seeing you wanking off them bees.
Yeah.
Got to be choosy though. I mean, it seems to be quite a common setup for the insects of this world. You get one rattle and then that's it.
I think it's a great thing if you are actually sexually attracted to bees. It's they're all kind of the same. Like it's not it's not like humans where we're not. I
don't know. There'd be somebody out there. We live in a
I've
very.
never seen an ugly bee. I've never seen a pretty one either.
Yeah, but people are snippy, man. People are very choosy. They're out there. There will be people who are sexually attracted to bees, but they'll be split down the line. Some of them will be attracted to the yellow ones with black stripes. Other people will be into the black ones with yellow stripes.
It just depends on your perception, man.
That's right.
And I don't know, a wasp in a pinch. Hey, come on, it was late at night. I'd had a few beers. You look like a bee.
Hey, you don't smell like honey. You smell like a chewed shed.
I think I've said that before, actually.
Yeah, that's how you know. You wake up next day and not dead. Just alive with a big old sting.
Yeah. I hope that's a wasp sting.
We'll find out later.
Yeah, if it goes away.
Put the lotion in the bucket. Well, there you go. There's
Yeah.
Well, good for you, Australia. And thank God for Australia. You've sustained us through this long period of Egyptian.
Yes, you have. You're good. You're good. You're
Fantastic.
you're batting way above your population.
Do you want to start this one here?
Sure thing.
Felicity Huffman.
Yes. Felicity Huffman, who has finally talked about her learning journey. She was on Desperate Housewives, and she's in a lot of other movies. She's a big star.
She's married to
William H. Macy, arguably the better actor out of the two. Hey, I said it.
All right.
Well, he's been in stuff I like more. So
That's fair enough. You didn't like Desperate Housewives, no?
No, I did not.
Jesus.
No, I did not.
I couldn't get enough of the shenanigans and hijinks of Wisteria Lane.
Well, that's why they make different programs for different folks.
Oh, what a show.
Yeah, I don't. How long did you watch each episode for, Andrew?
Till I passed out. Anyway, so Felicity Huffman, what has she done?
She just got out of prison. She
Did she do prison? I don't think she did, Mr. Glenn. I think she did community service.
I think she spent 9 days in prison. She didn't do like a long stretch.
9 days in prison.
It's still, well, I mean, it's 9 more than I've spent in prison. Yeah.
9 days. Like, I mean, you know, in there with all the other guys.
That come out like really hardened.
So toughened. 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Just been trained the whole time.
Right.
So what you need to do, like, I'm going to stab you in the leg, man. You got to react like nothing.
Okay. And then I'm in the gang.
You're in the 9-day prison gang, sure. Okay, you're in it's a kind of an initiation gang. I have to say, it's not the same gang that myself and the other guys who were here for life.
Oh, can I get in that one?
No, we're mostly over here like killing people.
But I'd like to. I got 7 days in here now, but 7 long days, man, changes a person.
Says Felicity Huffman, what? She went to prison for 9 days and did community service for...
She bribed the SAT people. She had a daughter that
Are the SAT people the people who make chairs?
Yeah.
Why are we using weird code for...
It's the American version of
getting into university?
Yeah,
Is that right?
It's a test you have to take, and they looked at their daughter and said, "I don't think she's going to pass that test, but we'd still sure like her to leave this house as soon as possible." So they bribed the SAT people to give her good grades, and it worked. They did do that, but then the authorities were watching.
Oops.
And
turns out it's a big old federal crime.
Yes, it was. And they charged her and got her found guilty. And then in the end, the child still went to university. And I don't know what they were planning on taking, but the person is now in university doing a drama degree.
Yeah, who knew the child of 2 actors would then go do a drama degree?
And I don't think would have had trouble getting into a university if you're like, well, I don't know if you've seen Fargo, but my dad was in it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you probably have a little bit of
a chance to get in. It's so weird. Yeah, she wasn't going off to be a quant and there go on work in a major global bank or anything. She went up to Carnegie Mellon University to do working in, yeah.
Maybe she's really that bad of an actress. To be or not to be, that is the question.
Romeo!
Yep.
Yep! Is that her up on the balcony? Yep! Yeah.
I'm up.
I'm here. Tits are swinging. Yeah, is this
I've lost my spot in it. Hold on. Just say your thing again, and I'll say my thing.
She said that she went through it all. So acting career ruined. She's done time in a federal pen. She's done her community service. She's completely disgraced herself. Yeah. She's been investigated by the FBI, and she said she did it all so she could give her child a chance at a future.
Yeah.
What? This is illegal border crossing chat. This is what people say as they wade through the Rio Grande. This isn't what you need to say to get your kid into a drama course. A kid called Sophia, by the way. Sophia's walked straight into drama courses.
Yeah, you have to take them. And
you've no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
You've absolutely no choice in the matter. Boys called Dylan and girls called Sophia, please. As you'll see, your chairs are already allocated. 70 Sophias, 40 Dylans. Right? So odd.
Yeah, really, really strange, but her interviews on it now are just they're fanning the fire. They didn't help. They didn't help because she's what did she said something about like having a gun in her face, or I woke up, it was like waking up with a gun in my face every morning, and no and that'll be no. The phrasing was really strange, but it's like, that won't be a surprise to any black and brown people out there, because that's how they wake up every morning. Just gunplay.
What? Now I'm confused by whether you're confused about what she said or I'm just confused by what you said. What are you talking about?
She said something about a gun in her face. Like, it felt like she had a gun in her face.
That Sophia couldn't go to a drama course.
Yeah.
Felt like she had a gun.
Then, like, one-upped it. Like, but, that's what it's like. That's what it's like out there.
It's what out there. Out in the streets. Yeah? Where you just try to do your piece to camera. Just, everybody's out there for themselves, doing their 5-minute monologue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to land the part of Happy in Death of a Salesman. That ain't easy, man.
No.
You're going to join the Crips, the Bloods, the Latin Kings, or the Gangster Disciples if you're trying to get into a major Chicago university.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to, you want to join the 48th Street Rollers. Just so that you can, do Shakespeare in the Park. Right? That's what's in your cod piece. You got a 48 in your cod piece, just shooting up other leading members of...
That's how you do it. You walk into that audition room and you just start popping caps. Because that lowers the number down. How many people you got to beat out for this part? You just walk in with a Uzi.
Yeah.
All right, I'm your guy.
You want to be in a remake of Little Women. Just walking in, just taking the cap off your 40 ounce, just pouring a little bit out for all your dead thespians. This is for Michael Gambon, man.
If they're staging an off-Broadway production of Hair, what you do is you walk into that audition room and you find the biggest actor and you knock him out. You knock him out.
You knock out the next guy who's going to play Hagrid, man. The remake of Harry Potter. So stupid. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
This is what people will do for love. They will go to prison so that Sophia can go to an acting course.
Yeah.
Apparently she had no idea that her mother was doing any of this.
Yeah, she's probably not the brightest. You don't get out the checkbook for the smart ones. Get out the checkbook for the smart.
All right, how much? Baby, I can't keep telling you. Just because it's red, it's not strawberry. It's just like a regular crayon.
Yeah, but you add a few zeros to that. This is a federal crime. They're not gonna take that. That's
federal.
Yeah. You gotta really zero it up.
Well, there you go. Well, good luck to you.
Yeah,
Huffman,
you've done your time. You can rejoin society now.
You can come back. And this time, seeing as how your career's gone down the toilet, you really are going to be a desperate housewife.
Yeah.
As you try and make friends with the people in your neighbourhood. But none of them have lived your life, man. They don't know what you've been through.
Seen what you've seen.
They ain't done what you've done. They haven't fashioned a bar of soap into a CV. And finally, in summation, and to wrap up, right, so there is a BBC You know, just the newscasters.
I'm aware of it, yeah.
Yeah, you never really think about those humans that just read the news. The news readers.
No.
Right? They just information givers.
Yeah.
The givers of information.
Yeah, almost like a boiled version of a human. not really, not tilting their hand either way.
They're definitely a human, but they're not really,
Yeah.
they're just saying things.
Yeah.
They're saying things out loud.
Sure.
On cue.
Yeah, that's what they do.
It's not a hard job. They don't have to have researched any of the things they're saying.
Yeah, they don't have to agree with it.
They don't have to agree with it. They don't have to emote either way. They're just reading off the auto cue.
Yeah.
What somebody else has decided. It's a pretty much straightforward job. Read off the auto cue.
Read the thing.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Job done. No.
Don't make it too sassy.
It's a bit too much for Mariam Moshiri? That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to go with.
I don't
Since
have my
I'm not a
glasses on,
since
so-
I'm not a newsreader, I don't feel any obligation. She was on the live on the news this week here in the UK, and there's in the BBC News there's this big dun 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 bum 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 dun 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 do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Builds you up like about 10 seconds of dun dun news.
There's some real good news coming.
News coming your way. Very big news.
Yeah. Honey, is the popcorn ready? The news is coming.
News, sport and weather coming your way.
Yeah. Sport for the people that still get their sporting news that way.
3, 2, 1, and then newsreader.
Yeah.
Pretty standard.
Yeah,
Newsreader.
usually like a look up or...
A little bit of this.
Yeah.
Hello, and welcome to the news. Not her. Cuts to her, and she's like, flipping the bird and pulling a funny face, and then realizes the red light's on and switches to a news.
Speaking of birds,
So there has been a flock of birds.
I broke my finger earlier, and it'll come up in a news story. I'll explain all of this as the news goes on.
I liked it. I think she should have just kept with it. There was obviously a usual, learning journey apology. It was a private joke. Myself and the crew. I wasn't. She made it clear that she wasn't giving anybody particular the finger, and most certainly the great British public. But it was an in-joke between her and the people counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, and she going 1 and...
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I would have preferred if she'd just gone, fuck it, and just carried on. All the way through the news stories. Yeah. Just lots of dirty hand signals all the way through. David Cameron said something. Whatever.
I think in future, if you want to do that joke, go 2. You don't have enough time for 1. 2. Or, that's what you get for trying to be all North American about it.
Yeah.
You had this available.
Yes.
And you wanted, you watch too much Netflix. You don't watch enough of the BBC, which is odd because you work at the BBC.
That's true. That's your real crime. Lack of digital patriotism.
You don't even have to wait to go home to see the programs. You could just open doors of the studios and see them for free. You don't even need a license.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. Well, we wish you all the very best. Stop flipping the bird off in the news. It's not like as if the news, the primetime BBC news, is always opening with something sad. Like,
lately. That's not their fault.
Anytime.
Yeah.
There's always, it's global based news. It's gonna.
I prefer it that way. I don't like it because the afternoon ones, for some reason, it was always some middle class woman's dragging a sled across Antarctica. Why is this? And we're gonna go join her live, and she's just, how much money have I raised? Just give them the money.
Sophia, your drama course starts in a week's time. I'm just cutting now to Graham and another type of Graham. Both in the fleeces. Yeah. Tim and Tom. What a combination. Tim and Tom, are you at the North Pole yet? Doing quite well here, but it's really having to, dig in.
Yeah, you just get a feeling once they get to the North Pole, it'll just be like a middle class dinner party. Just they're all there, slid their little things up to it. And they're all
guys. As much as I've tried, the Reblochon will not defrost. Some of our cheeses are just. They're all hard cheeses. Guys, they're all hard cheeses. This is great. Years ago, when it was
we'd like to defrost it, but it will be sometime.
Yes. Oh, nice. Very good. Very good. Very good. When it was the London Olympics, I was flying back in from Portugal, where it turns out the Team GB rowing team, and in the world of the Olympics, the Brits tend to do very well in rowing.
Yeah.
Because it's posh men.
Yeah.
Right? Posh people. And they'd been training just before the Olympics.
The kind of boats the middle class can get behind.
Yes. Exactly. Well, quite. If they could sail or row, then
yeah, actually,
perhaps we could see
if they rowed up on the shore, you'd have a couple of, yeah.
We could perhaps see a future for you in this country.
I'm not saying all the boats, but the winning ones can stay.
Oh, absolutely. Perhaps if you could compete for our affection. So we come back in, right? It was just before the London Olympics started.
Yeah.
And flying into Heathrow. And it turns out I was sat with the Team GB rowing team. They were all around me. And the captain came on and went, just like to big round of applause for the Team GB rowing team are on board, and everybody was very good. I'm like, oh, fuck. This is all around me. And it turns out there was a dude sat, there's the window, me, and this guy, who I saw 2 weeks later get a medal put around his neck, right? So these are hotshot Olympians.
You don't mean like a knife.
That's right. An actual medal. So he is, as you land into Heathrow, they had painted the grass with the Olympic symbols, right? As we're coming into land, the captain went, and I wish you all the very best, and obviously once again for our Olympic rowers. And there'll be another round of applause. If you look out the right side of the plane, you'll see the Olympic symbol, right? And everybody looked out, and there it was. Very impressive, very well done. And the guy beside me, he leant over me and he looked intensely at the Olympic symbol. He never took his eye off it. For the whole sort of 2 minutes, he's sort of leaning into me and just looking, gazing at the Olympic symbol. And as the wheels touched the tarmac, I heard him under his breath say to himself, "Game on." It's so wonderful to witness poshness in the wild. Like, you know what I mean? This guy wasn't pretending to be posh like a Boris Johnson. Like,
yeah,
this was the real deal. Game on. Game on, Olympics.
He'd been whipped at a fee-paying school. He hadn't seen his parents since he was 5 years old. He'd have his back stiffened and his neck braced. And this is what you've been training for, Rupert.
Rupert. Forget those damp pillows of your childhood.
Yeah, forget your childhood, Rupert. It's time to row.
Now it's time to stick that oar. There's no more catching crabs in your life, Rupert. Only Olympic glory. Well, there you go.
Rise from your seat without taking your seatbelt off. Rip through it, Rupert. Rip it. Rip your belt, Rupert.
Well, there you go. Rip your belt, Rupert. Again, another magnificent bumper sticker. Well, there you go. That's this week's Eejits. ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Mr. Glenn, for joining me.
And thank you too, Andrew.
Well, if it wasn't for you,
Glenn Wall, and you,
Andrew Maxwell, we would have no episode of Eejits of the World. And yes, nevertheless, this week we have indeed had many, many Eejits.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eejits, for unwittingly taking part in the show. It has been a Pod People production. Pod People production.
People production.
And wherever you are out there consuming this, please like it, subscribe to it,
Yeah,
interact with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Send us X's.
Put your
tweets.
Yeah, we're not willing.
Don't send us your X's.
We're not willing to jump out of planes for you. We want you to like us, but we're not willing to. Yeah?
Yeah.
We're not willing to put our hands through the monkey bars of the internet for you.
No, you have to do that yourself. And do that in your own time.